Obviously, it's a rough day.
Well, it's front and cold front in the fall. It sucks.
Guys, Bassin' Up Marvin here, coming at you with a new video for this week. And in this week's video, we head out. It's a cold front, moved in this day. The fishing was super tough. Had to grind it out for a bite. And even when we did, wasn't quite the ones that we wanted. But I'm going to show you a little bit of how you can get onto some fish on even a cold front day when it's cold and the water's getting cold, and how you can still find some fish. So stay tuned and you'll see how we did and what we did. So to start, we head out, start fishing deep, and start fishing the bridges with the Alabama rig and the riprap around them with it, trying to see if we could pull one up. This is typically a really good fall transition area into the winter months. Got one. Damn it! We should be fishing up, damn it. I said we should just be fishing up. I wouldn't have lost it then.
Huh?
I said we shouldn't have fished it. Should be fishing up. I wouldn't have lost it then.
Yeah,
that's what I get for doing that. That felt like a big fish too.
How'd you rock that?
That was a really good fish. That's probably a smallie. It felt like one. Dude, it like peeled. It like went to peel as soon as it... And it didn't feel like a muskie. I instantly knew on the hook set that it was bad. Because we were drifting towards him, and on the hook set he got like tons of slack line. Now we decided to change spots and start moving shallow to see if we could put anything else together, since we didn't have much luck out fishing deep. If you try one thing and aren't having much success, don't be afraid to switch it up and try doing the complete opposite of it. Sometimes that can make all the difference in catching fish. Slamming the donkeys today, guys, on the jerkbait.
It is what it is. Taking whatever we can get.
Better than nothing.
While fishing shallower, I pick up the jerkbait and start ripping that around through the grass. In the fall, a jerkbait is a great option, especially for shallow fishing, or if the fish are suspended. Typically, you don't find too many jerkbaits that go much deeper than 15 foot. So typically you're fishing them generally pretty shallow, whereas the Alabama rig, you can fish on the bottom in any depth as long as you weight it correctly. Now, after just catching that little one, and Dad caught another dink too that I didn't get on camera, we decide to move, because typically when you're catching little guys, that's not what the deal totally is. The big fish are usually doing something a little bit different, or a little bit further out or something to that effect. So we decided to move and go back out to fishing deep and try another bridge with the Alabama rig and just slowly retrieving that along the bottom.
Got one. Got one. Walleye.
There you go. Now you got him.
There we go, guys. Big old walleye. Good looking one. It's probably about 22 incher. Yeah, she goes over the dink board that tops out at 18 and a half.
About 2 or 3 inches.
She's about 2 inches longer than it.
Probably about 21 inches.
Right about 21. It's a nice walleye. Real good one. Now, let's let her go. There she goes. That's the second walleye I've ever caught on the Bama rig.
Yeah, I know that one. The phone's there. Under the net.
It looked like it.
So now start fishing shallow again. Really only caught that walleye at that spot out deep and didn't see a whole lot of other stuff going on, so decided to go over to the point and fish shallow and fish the grass that was coming off of this tapering point. And we were fishing the edges of the grass, and I noticed there was a few schools of bait and a couple bigger fish around them as well, so I started chucking around the jerk bait through that to see if I could get any.
Little guy again. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Sorry.
Another little guy off the mega bass. We ain't setting the world on fire today, but at least we're still catching some fish. Obviously, it's a rough day.
Well, it's front and cold front in the fall. It kind of sucks. You know what I mean? I'm sure somebody will catch him. He's up, so.
Figured there had to be some other stuff around them.
Huh?
I figured there had to be some other stuff around all that. There's one. There's one. That one is a decent one. There's a whole school of them over there. It's a little bit bigger, not much.
Upgraded over there.
There's another little guy. Upgraded a tiny bit. Found a little school of them with the jerkbait in there. Must have fired them up a little bit. Let's get this out of the net and hopefully we can get another. I thought he was bigger than that too. This freaking, I'm not used to how they feel on this jerkbait rod.
Well, guys, as you saw, the fishing was a grind. We only caught dinks. That's partially because of the cold front. Usually before a cold front moves in, the bigger fish will feed first and the little fish feed last. Just like when the spawn comes, the bigger fish will move up and start to spawn first, and then the little fish will come up second and spawn. You can still catch some big fish on cold front days, but we just didn't get into any, sadly. Other than that walleye, that was pretty nice. But what we did was go out and fish deep and then come back in and fish shallow just to try to figure out where the fish were, see where they were moving to. This was still in the earlier part of the fall, so the fish are still transitioning and moving into their wintering areas, and some of them hadn't done that yet. As you saw, a lot of these fish were still really shallow, other than the walleye. So we were flipping back and forth trying to figure out where the fish were. And later on, we ended up figuring out most of the fish were shallow, and we should have been fishing shallow pretty much the whole day, instead of going out and even messing around deep. But that's how you can figure them out a little bit. And this time of year, I was just using my normal fall baits. The Alabama rig is a great fall bait. Anytime the water hits around the 50-degree range, Alabama rig starts to shine. Jerk bait's a great fall bait. They're going to be keying in on bait, so you want to use bait fish like presentations like the Alabama rig, the jerk bait, blade baits, crank baits, chatter baits, spinner baits, stuff like that. All kinds of reaction style baits is what I like to fish this time of year and have success with the most. Sometimes on these really, really slow days, you can slow down and get some doing that, but I like reaction bait fishing better, and I like power fishing. So that's just me. And all the fish were around grass, on points, or tucked in pockets that the wind was really blowing hard into. We had a north wind this day, northwest wind I believe to be exact, and anytime you have a north wind, that means a cold front. So that's how we knew we had the cold front. And not to mention that it was colder than it had been. But not going to break down rod or anything like that in this one. If you want to know that, I'll link in the description a couple of my Alabama rig videos and the rods that I use for them, as well as the videos that I've talked about and what rods I use for jerkbait fishing as well. But if you guys like this video, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps push my videos along further. If you have any great ideas of future videos that I can make or that you guys would want to see, please let me know as well. I'd like to keep showing stuff that you guys want to see and that you guys are interested in seeing, so please let me know and I will do my best to do a video on whatever the topic is. Also, get entered into my giveaway. We'll be giving away 5 of my favorite lures as soon as we hit 1,500 subscribers. We're not too far away, so the giveaway will happen soon if we get some more subscribers. You got to be subscribed to the channel to enter the giveaway. You got to comment for an extra entry. You got to like this video, and you can share it on one of your social media pages for another extra entry. Tag me in it or I won't see it and you won't get that extra entry. But we will see you next Thursday, guys. Tight lines, and hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see ya.
I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.